Hit it.
Okay, so I'm Erin Putney.
I'm Shannon Carter.
And I'm Jenna Carter.
And we're all from the Genesee Career Institute. So a few of our main points today are what are storm drains, what do they do, and where do they lead. We're also going to talk about how our environment is impacted. And we'll talk about how we came up with our idea for our project and who we teamed up with on the problem. And then we're going to do a conclusion.
So what are storm drains and where do they lead and what is the problem? So a storm drain is an exit point for water on streets and in neighborhoods. The water comes from storms that have produced lots of water runoff in the streets and people's yards. After the water exits the streets and the yards and goes into the storm drain, it then enters a system of drains where it eventually make it into local bodies of water such as streams, rivers, and lakes. Although this may seem like a good system for all of the water runoff, it comes with some faults. One major problem with this system is the high potential for non-point source pollution. This means that the pollution cannot be traced back to our source and be fixed. Pollution that enters into the storm drains include pesticides and fertilizers that people put into their gardens and yards, oils from vehicles, wash water from vehicles, and grass clippings and debris from yards. All of these things then wash away and eventually are found in our local streams, rivers, and lakes. From there, it causes lots of environmental problems. These pollutants affect our local aquatic life, wildlife, and humans who all need these waters to survive.
How is the environment and the community affected? Pollutants cause water to be dirty, cloudy, and toxic to the land, wildlife, and aquatic life. Fish can be killed due to the water being toxic to them. Aquatic plants' growth can be stunted or not be able to thrive at all, leading it to die. Any animals that drink the water from the river may become sick and die. Plants that uptake the water through their roots may also be negatively affected by the pollutants. The number of nutrients in the ground could be raised or lowered, which may lead to the plant's death. Many people also could be made sick by polluted water. People participating in water recreation may inadvertently intake polluted water. An accidental gulp of water could lead to cholera, dysentery, and many other illnesses. There are also many people who are very misinformed about how water pollution works. When I was a junior in Girl Scouts, my troop leader took us on a hike. At some point, some of the girls had run out of water. We came across a stream, and she stopped and told the girls to fill their water bottles up. She held her transparent water bottle up to the sky and told them if the water was clear, then the water couldn't possibly be polluted. This is a huge misconception to many people. What my troop leader failed to understand was that pollutants don't necessarily have to have color. Just because you can't see it does not mean it's not there. Another misconception deals with the Flint water crisis. Many people believe the problem with the polluted water originated from within the Flint River, but that's not true. The Flint River was polluted because of bad pipes. This is why people need to know where their water comes from and how pollutants originate in the water.
Okay, so how we came up with our idea? One of our main inspirations was the Flint water crisis, which is actually where our career center is based. So we've heard a lot about it. We know a lot of people have been affected about it. Luckily, none of us had to consume any of the contained water. So we were very fortunate for that. But many people, unfortunately, did. And so with the issue being so close, we all wanted to kind of know more about it and know how we could help. So we reached out to Darren Bagley, who is from the MSU Extension Office. So he came in and talked to our whole class about watersheds and how our water can get polluted. And so from this, we learned a lot about it, and we all liked the idea of helping out our water quality. So then after that, we reached out to Jeff Johnson, who is part of the Genesee Conservation District. So we found out from him that the one thing they do is they have labels, actually, that warn others about dumping things into storm drains, because anything that goes into storm drains actually leads directly into rivers and streams. There's no treatment, there's no anything being done, so all the gas, oil, garbage, anything like that goes right into our streams.
teamed up with and how we helped with this issue. For our project of storm drain pollution prevention, we teamed up with the Genesee County Drain Commission and the Conservation District. The cost of which it was to go through with our project cost approximately $100, and it was taken care of by the Genesee County Drain Commission. From that point, we went out to the local neighborhood, 3 local neighborhoods, to help with this issue. We sprayed signs on the ground using stencils that alerted people not to dump debris, oils, and chemicals into the drains because it leads directly to our rivers, streams, and lakes. We also left door tags and gave people more explanation as to why we were in the neighborhood and what we were doing. It also informed people about the pollutants and how they can take action towards the problem. We reached out to over 1,600 people through our project. We also spoke with our class of 23 students about our efforts and all of what we did. We hope that with all of the information that we have given to people and talked to them about, that we can use it to help create cleaner waterways and a healthier environment for themselves, their community, and our environment as a country.
So our conclusion is that the people who received brochures lived around the many storm drains we sprayed signs for. The community was very interested in our project. Some stopped to ask us questions about what we were doing and how they could help. These signs will leave a lasting imprint on our community. People will see them for years to come and be reminded of what impact their actions can have on the water and our environment. And so we're excited.
Thank you. Excellent. Great. So we can do, excuse me, 5 minutes of question and answer.
I had a question for you. With regard to homeowners, did you put out the idea to them about the need to, when they're fertilizing their lawn, to fertilize in and not have it go into the street, or when they're cutting their grass, not to have the grass clippings go in there?
Yeah, that was one thing that was actually mentioned on the door hangers that we put out. It gave a little bit of information of what you can do, what you're doing wrong, and how you can prevent that stuff. So yeah, that was one of the things that was covered on there.
Very good. And the other thing on, you had 1,600 people that you reached out to, and could you break that down, how you did your outreach? Like so many brochures, so many door hangers, so many presentations that you did, or what?
Yeah, so for like every storm drain that we sprayed, we found that it was like, we gave information to like 4 houses on each side of the storm drain. So it was about like 16 houses, and then we just times it by like 4, and then we reached out to like over 400 houses.
Yeah, because we did about 100 drains, and then you figured 4 houses each way. We're alerted about it and got the brochure.
All right. Laura, you want to go next?
You were so thorough. I'm trying to think of a good question to ask.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I have, while you're thinking then, what type of data analysis are you going to be doing to see the impact that you actually have? Or are you planning any kind of survey or any kind of statistical analysis of your work to see that impact?
We hadn't necessarily planned on doing a survey after. I mean, I think that would be a good idea. A lot of people we got direct feedback from. Like we said, a lot of people actually just came out and was like, oh, hey, what are you guys doing? You know, we come out there with spray cans and everyone's like, okay, what's going on? But, you know, so we actually got feedback from a lot of people, and everyone seemed to really like the idea and were unaware of what was actually going on.
Yeah, and they talked about how they heard about it before, and they
Noticed the signs, but they didn't really know what they were for.
Yeah, so they go out and like sweep their storm drains, like the grass clippings and everything away.
Garbage.
Into the storm drain.
Well, away from it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were some people, they were talking about how they do make sure they keep their storm drain clean, because we could tell like certain storm drains are dirtier than others, and people that we talked to, like they were saying that they do keep it clean. So.
Was there
I'm sorry.
was there a good understanding with those that you talked to as to if they knew where that water was going? Did they know that there was a direct connection?
A few did, a few claimed they did, but I mean, I personally didn't realize that this is what, and they went directly into back into our streams and rivers. I didn't know that personally. So I think some did, but most didn't.
And I'm rather tired this evening, forgive me if I'm, but did you publicize this, local papers or any place so they knew you were coming?
Oh, we did not.
So you were just a surprise event that you were out in front painting?
Well, this is something that the Conservation District has done in the past. This is something they like to do, so, like, we actually went to one of the neighborhoods that had already been done, we were repainting over them.
And did you get permission from the road commission or the city to be able to paint in the first place?
Yes, Drain Commission, actually worked,
So the
partnered
drain,
with
just the
the,
drain commission, okay.
yeah, Drain Commission partnered with the Conservation,
Yeah.
so.
And do you know Darren's position with Extension?
I don't.
I just wondered what his specialization was, that he was your...
He used to be with the Michigan Groundwater Stewardship Program, and then he's now, I think, classified as environmental. He's with the, what was called the Green Team from MSU.
I've seen the name, I was just trying to place it. Thank you.
Good job, ladies.
Nicely done, thank you.
Thank